Booyah, and it's time for the Game Sports Show, the Twin Sault's only local, regional, and national sports show. It's your host, David McCaig, and I'm here inside ONNtv studios for our Tuesday edition of the Game Sports Show, and we have an, as always, action-packed show with the game. And this is my trusty co-host slash analyst, the one and only Alex Parr.
How's it going, Dave?
Doing great. I have much better now as Aaron did my tie for me.
You're going to let everybody know you can't dress yourself?
I cannot tie a tie at all. I'm not. Are you able to tie a tie?
Yeah, no, well, Aaron would say no, but I can say so.
So I got to give Aaron a little shout out for the nice double Windsor, I believe, is what it is.
Andy did that right
there.
Yeah,
that logo behind us. It is the holidays, and this is our last show, our last show of 2019 on TV,
yes,
as we'll have a couple weeks off until January 7th. So obviously, given the season, I love the hat on top of the GS logo here. It's fantastic. Obviously, Santa Claus is coming pretty soon.
Better be good.
Definitely better be good. And on tonight's show, we have a lot to talk about. And it's actually a lot of NHL professional news as well. So right off the hop, we're going to have the Taylor Hall trade we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Ilya Kovalchuk briefly. We're going to talk about our halfway point award winners. I'll get into more details about that, myself and Alex. We're going to talk about Freddie Anderson and fighting in the NHL. Part 2 is going to be with also probably transition with part 1 a little bit, as there's a lot of content to get to.
Tons.
Definitely. And then part 3 will be the NOJHL, the Sioux Greyhounds, LSSU, everything local. And we'll also have a bonus wrestling match in there again for you this week. Definitely like to give the wrestling, all local wrestling, some love, give them that extra promotion so you can check out from that CWE event. And then for In the Pocket, will be in our part 5. They'll transition us nicely into our show tomorrow. So without further ado, Alex, let's jump into our hockey talk.
Thank you. Why these graphics continue everywhere, Dave.
Yeah, they didn't even care that they said no. Alex is talking off the bumper. No, and I don't know if it's because you don't have a double Windsor.
He didn't even do it himself. I can hear Eric laughing from the other room.
We have fun.
We have fun.
We have good chemistry all over the place. But transitioning into our hockey talk. Taylor Hall.
Taylor
Hall is gone. He's no longer a New Jersey Devil, as all the rumors came to surface. So many teams that were involved in the rumors. You had Colorado, you had Arizona in there. I believe you had Montreal was in there potentially.
Yeah, there's a lot of
There's a lot of different teams that were in the trades rumor. Then obviously Arizona paid a pretty penny to get Taylor Hall. So if you guys missed the trade, this did happen yesterday. So Taylor Hall and Sioux native Blake Spears go over to the Arizona Coyotes, who are certainly hopeful to get a playoff spot this year, as they're actually top in their division right now, and they're doing what they can to be able to hold on to that. They also traded to New Jersey to get Hall and Spears, a conditional first, 2020, a conditional third, 2021. They also got Nick Merkley, Kevin Ball, and Nate Sharp in this trade. Now, that is a pretty action-packed trade for Taylor Hall, and the salary for Taylor Hall was also retained in the deal by New Jersey, which also gives Arizona a little bit of flexibility when you think about to even make some more moves.
Yeah, I guess Arizona's really going all in. You don't really make a trade with so much uncertainty behind it, because Hall doesn't have to resign. By no means does he have to resign. He can take a nice long look at free agency and take his time. He can pick the team that he wants to go to. So for Arizona, you better make some damage with this deal. If you don't make it until at least the second round, you gave up a lot of your future.
You did, and Nick Merkley is a pretty promising prospect as well. A lot of these picks, the conditionals, it's always that way. And with re-signing Taylor Hall, do the Coyotes have a chance to do that, Alex? Do you think? Honestly.
I mean, they're going to have to treat him like Kawhi was treated with the Raptors, where they're going to have to show him all that love. The whole city's going to have to be behind, the whole state. It's Arizona, right?
Got to fill the arena more.
Going to have to fill the arena more. You're going to have to win, most importantly. And I think that's what Taylor Hall wants to do right now. I don't think he's at a point in his career where he's like, well, I'm still developing my game. No, bona fide superstar in the current day NHL. The guy needs to win. If Arizona presents that opportunity, they have just as good a chance as any other team.
They do. And then with Taylor Hall, the guy's going to be demanding about north of $8 million on the open market.
Easily.
And at the end of the day, Taylor Hall is still under a point a game in his career. Now, people say, yeah, when he was in Edmonton, everyone always looks at the Oilers and says, look at Nail Yakupov, Taylor Hall, Nugent Hopkins, all these players that went first overall that sort of didn't turn out to that superstar fame that Connor McDavid is at.
Yeah.
But Taylor Hall is still an elite winger in the National Hockey League, if not one of the best wingers in the National Hockey League. And he's a former Hart winner, okay, and on a team that, honestly, he didn't have a lot of weapons to play with.
No.
You know, you'd figure Jack Hughes, Nico Hischier, some of the guys they brought in. I'm a big fan of Jesper Pratt and also some other players that they have in place there with New Jersey that Taylor Hall would have the opportunity to really succeed, and he has succeeded there. But things kind of went the other way this season, and New Jersey's went into that other way. They relieved their coach. You moved Taylor Hall. They're still trying to retool that team. And moving Taylor Hall, New Jersey got a pretty penny. And we're still forgetting one player that was in this trade that's from Sault Ste. Marie that I think we should give a little bit more love to in this trade is Blake Spears. Okay, there's a guy who played World Juniors with Canada. There's a guy who was a prominent star in junior hockey with the Greyhounds.
He made the Devils, played 3 games as a 19-year-old.
Exactly.
Made it out of camp.
Now you have the opportunity where Blake Spears gets a new chance. And that is a good opportunity for Blake to go to Arizona that's already a young team that has believed in chances, okay? And he's going to have a chance to probably maybe get up in this lineup if some injuries occur.
Yeah, I think a breath of fresh air is the absolute best thing. A change of scenery will go so far for a guy who's just seemingly fell right off. This guy's playing for a contract, too. He doesn't necessarily even have to play in the farm team system next year. So hopefully he gets some jump in his step and some lucky bounces to go in his way. Definitely don't want to see that guy fall out of the NHL.
Definitely not. Now you have Taylor Hall. I think, in my honest opinion, is I don't think Arizona is going to be a favorite to resign him. I really don't. And I'm not saying anything discouraging to Arizona fans. I don't mean to say anything that comes off to say that Arizona is a bad place to play. But at the end of the day, it's still a place where a lot of fans don't go watch.
Yeah.
You know, that fan base needs to improve. And with winning, that might come. It's kind of like with Florida. When they make the playoffs, they do get fans.
They
just like Arizona gets it. And at the end of the day, Taylor Hall is going to want to go to the best place where he has a chance to win. Okay, and that he has said that, and also where he gets the best opportunity. Hall has been somebody who hasn't been in the playoffs basically at all in his career. Okay, so he wants to win. As much as he wants to make $10 million on the open market and win all these individual awards, trust me, these players want to win a Stanley Cup. And Arizona is on the right track. They actually are. I'm not saying they're Cup favorites, but they're not. But you know what? They're making improvements and strides to get better, and I think that should be something that Taylor Hall looks at. But are they a team that's going to win the next 3 years? I don't know. This year, if they keep making a few more trades, though, anything can happen in the playoffs.
Darcy Kemper looks really good, and I can't wait to dive into that a little bit later on in the show, too. But now I see on the notes here you've put forcing the Oilers' hand. I want to know what you mean by that now with this trade.
See, now the Oilers are in the same division as the Arizona Coyotes, as everybody knows.
A tight race.
And San Jose Sharks, there's a team that relieved their coach, Pete DeBoer. For hockey-related issues, mind you. I got to make sure I stress saying that. There's a team that didn't have the vision of wanting to turn youth that Pete wanted to do. They wanted to keep that older thing intact. With the Oilers, it forces their hand because were they going after Taylor Hall? I really don't think so. Everyone says, "Oh, Edmonton was in on this trade." No. I really don't think they were as aggressive as players as people think.
I think they're going to be that aggressive come free agency.
Exactly. I think they must have went to New Jersey and be like, "Okay, do you want to do a flip? Do you want Adam Larson again, or
do you want Adam Larson again?
Do you want Adam Larson again, or do you want to make a little flip here? Or do you want to do something?" Maybe as a screen say, obviously they would play great together again if that happened, but Taylor Hall and the Edmonton Oilers does not make sense right now. The Oilers would be getting rid of something where they might not really have to. They're going to be favorites to bring him back in the offseason, let me tell you, as well as I think the Ottawa Senators will be too, and I'll get to my reaction there in a second. But the Oilers' hand, they are in a position this year where they think that they can make the playoffs, the Oilers, right? They're second in their division. They had a tough loss to Toronto the other night, but it's okay. Yeah. Toronto's a good hockey team. People forgot. And at the end of the day...
I think we forgot that, too, at some point along the road. I think some people did forget.
But they are now at the position where they're trying to make sure they get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
The Oilers have assets to move. And that is what I meant by those notes, is that I think they need to make a move. And I don't think there's anything better than, you don't want to sacrifice your future. The Oilers don't really want to do that because there's a lot of bad draft picks. They got some good prospects coming up, like Broberg on D. You know, I really think that going after Ilya Kovalchuk makes sense.
Right, I saw that too, and I think Ilya Kovalchuk's time has come and gone. I think he had 9 points through 17 games so far this season, which honestly isn't that bad, but for $6 million, that is completely brutal, way overpaid. I mean,
9 points in 17 games. He also doesn't play a lot of minutes either.
No, it's really not that bad, especially on an LA team where his supporting cast isn't really there either, right?
Not much there.
So, can he do something? Yeah, he's still got a shot. He's not the fastest as he was, but that's what happens with age. Could he have another chance? I think another team will try to take a stab at it, but I think the Ilya Kovalchuk experiment is basically over.
Now, I think Ilya Kovalchuk, a lot of rumors are pointing where Florida, which is very interesting to me too. But I think that's where the Oilers are going to be like, okay, we need to make this team as best as we can without sacrificing the future too much.
Yeah, and
that's why the Oilers say, but they want to win this division. They don't want to lose a great start this year. They have a team that could make the playoffs, actually. They're a very, very exciting team, the Oilers. And the goaltending with Koskinen and Smith has been in place. The Oilers' hands forced. When you have a team ahead of you, make those moves, you have to keep up, but in a smart way. And I think that's where Ken Holland's experience is going to come in.
I just don't know if Edmonton has the pieces to really make any moves. Are you going to move a roster player? Well, no. Everything's been kind of clicking so far. They've been, I think it was 3-6-1 in their last 10, which isn't so great. But they've been hot before that. Like you say, you don't really have prospects to trade. You're going to trade Jesse Puljujärvi. They can't do that anymore.
That's unfortunate. I'm sure they wanted to do something.
You don't really have a goaltender you can move because that's been fine. They're kind of stagnant right now. They're not, unless you want to trade picks. I don't really think Edmonton wants to do that either because what if the 18-wheeler falls off the cliff, in the famous words of Brian Burke, and they get back down to picking in the top 10 spot again, which I don't really think is that far out of the realm of reality. I mean, you can be led by one line in the NHL these days. But I just don't know how far this one line can take a team that has so many faulty pieces near the bottom six.
A lot of question marks for sure. Ilya Kovalchuk, we'll see what happens with him. A lot of rumors if he's going to go back, stay. Maybe something will happen while we're recording or something tomorrow.
Oh, please don't do that.
For sure. But that trade with Taylor Hall, thumbs up to the Coyotes on that, and also New Jersey. I think that was a great trade. New Jersey got a little bit more than what people thought they would, and good on them for that.
Absolutely.
Dave, Alex, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we got some more hockey talk coming your way. Welcome back to the Game Sports Show. I'm Dave. He is Alex. The last we checked, anyways.
I think so. Sometimes you mess it up.
Sometimes
you say
I do
I'm
say
Dave and you're Alex.
Sometimes, because if I go too quick, definitely. But we have a lot that we jumped into on this first part. Okay, a lot of different kind of news to jump into with the trades. Taylor Hall, Ilya Kovalchuk. Now, we got an interesting topic that we're going to bring up, okay? And they're about the NHL awards. Yes, that's not for quite some time, okay? There's still a lot to go on before the awards even happen. Nonetheless, myself and Alex were thinking, okay, it's Christmas time almost. We want to give a little bit of gifts out to some NHL hockey players in terms of listing what awards we think they can win. Now, we're not going to list all the NHL awards that we think is our early season, halfway through, midway through, whatever we like to call it, that we think this is what's going to win the final year. But if the NHL awards were to happen today, this is who we think would win these respective awards. And there's only 5 of them down. It's the Hart, Vezina, the James Norris, the Jack Adams, and the Calder. And for my picks, this is Dave McCaig's picks. For the Hart, Nathan McKinnon, goes without saying. The guy is an absolute MVP on his team. Even with players injured, he stepped up. Vezina, Ben Bishop, the guy's stats have been great, really improved this year. Without Ben Bishop, Dallas does not improve this season. James Norris, John Carlson, easiest James Norris I've chosen in a long time. He's going to maybe shatter records. The guy's on pace for basically 100-plus points this season. Jack Adams, very easy. Another strong year. Second straight year, Barry Trotz will win the Jack Adams. He's still my prediction even at the end of the year. And the Calder, Cale Makar. I had Cale Makar on my team for my best offensive defenseman in the league at this current point. Cale Makar, as a defenseman, is going to get a little bit more love when it comes to votes because a little bit harder to be a point-producing defenseman compared to a center or a winger of anything of such. So Cale Makar has done great. He's one of the top-scoring defensemen in the league. He's 6th in the league in points for defensemen. And if he keeps that pace up, he might climb to the top 3 for this year. And with him doing that, it cements him ahead of a lot of already NHL-ready defensemen. So I think it goes without saying that he comes in, have a nice, strong first year like that. He's got to win the Calder. So that's my picks.
Were any of those a real hard choice for you? Because you seem pretty cement and solid on all of them.
Hard choice, I honestly would say no. I thought maybe the heart would be for Connor McDavid, but Connor McDavid is not just the best player on his team. Leon Draisaitl is great, but McDavid does make Draisaitl better as well. But Draisaitl has made McDavid look good in a lot of ways, okay? So McDavid's going to win most points. You know, I don't even think Pasternak's winning the Maurice Richard. I think Ovechkin's still going to catch him. I just got a feeling about Ovechkin this year. I don't know why. But I just think McDavid's already going to win some hardware. And I really think that they had to look at the heart and be like, you got to choose the heart and soul of a team. That is what it's not just points, nonetheless.
Most valuable player
most
to
valuable
their
player.
team.
So if I had to give a hard one, maybe be the heart, maybe the Vezina, because Kemper has had such a great year. But for consistency all year and for how a team has really turned around, you got to give credit to Ben Bishop there. Your picks, Alex.
Time for my picks, and now the internet can ridicule me, but most of my picks were actually fairly similar. For the Hart Trophy, you had McKinnon. I mean, with injuries, Rantanen going down, Landeskog going down, he held that team together. They are one of the best teams in hockey. They've got a chance to do some serious damage in the playoffs. And for Vezina, Darcy Kemper. You want to talk about turning a team around? Darcy Kemper has... What was Arizona before this season? And they're quietly one of the best teams as well. I wouldn't even be surprised if you saw McKinnon going up against Kemper, maybe say the West Finals. Who knows? A little bit of time away from that. John Carlson for the Norris. Duh. He's got 41 points, and normally I'm not one to say the highest scoring defenseman should win the Norris. This year he's got 41 points, or 45 points, excuse me. Next closest is Dougie Hamilton with 31. Not even close. That is light years away. The Jack Adams, along with Darcy Kemper, sharing the hardware over there in Arizona. Rick Tocchet hasn't made the playoffs in the last 3 seasons, in the 3 seasons he's been with Arizona. This season they have catapulted into success. I can't wait to see him use Taylor Hall a little bit. And the Calder, what else can I say? Cale Makar, not leading points for rookies. That's Victor Olofsson with 30, but Makar's got 28. Sure, Makar may be benefiting from a little bit better of a team, but he's playing defense. So if you're only behind 2 points, that's incredible. Also, an honorable mention goes to Quinn Hughes with 26 points, also as a rookie defenseman.
Yeah, very good points, Quinn Hughes. Now, at the end of the day, you got a position with Arizona that's getting a lot of love. And this is the Game Sports Show's Merry Christmas to those players that we selected for our halfway through awards, if you will.
Halfway through.
I wish it would kind of
mid-season awards probably sounds a
mid-season
little
awards.
better.
It does sound better. See, he's always picking me up all the time. Let us know what you think about our picks below, or just reach out and ridicule us, because we like that. Believe it or not, we like the arguments. We like the debating. We like a little bit of feedback.
I like being called an idiot online, so fire away.
Hashtag Alex likes to be called an idiot. That's a long hashtag. Should Freddie Anderson, though, a couple more topics before we go to break, should Freddie Anderson be in the Vezina conversation, Alex?
Should he be in the conversation? Yes. Will he be? No. And does he even have a remote chance at doing it? Absolutely not. And I mean, we're looking at some of the league leader stats and games played, wins, losses. So these are all different goalies, just the league leaders. Goals against average is quite a ways away. Save percentage is quite a ways away. Wins, identical. Losses, doing way better than the league leader, obviously with 13 there. 27 games played. We talk a lot about how much Freddie Anderson plays, and people think his workload's a little too much. Bennington's only played a game less. Bishop's played a lot of games too. Being based in Toronto will always be a player's downfall when it comes to the award conversation. And it's just as simple as that.
Now, I'll say Freddie Anderson has to be in this conversation. Let me give you a couple reasons. The full screen graphic there told you exactly why, based on the stats. You know how many wins Toronto Maple Leafs have this year? They have 16 wins. How many wins is Freddie Anderson? I don't know if they can put the graphic back up there, Jake. I don't know if that's possible, but Freddie Anderson has 16 wins. Okay. Now, how many losses does he have? 8. Oh, there we go. Look at that. 16 wins. Okay. You know how many wins the Leafs backup goaltenders have? That means 0. Basic math. 0. Okay. Freddie Anderson has 16 wins. He has all the wins for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Heck, if the backup goalie gave him 2 wins, they may be second in their division right now. But no. Michael Hutchinson doesn't know how to stop a beach ball. But nonetheless, you have Freddie Anderson right now in the position where he's the best, one of the, if not the best players on his team right now. If it wasn't for him, this team would not even be in a conversation. Okay, they would be 8-16 or 8-20 and whatever.
Yeah.
Freddie Anderson, every game that he's won, even games that he's lost, he's actually stole games and made it better.
Yeah, I think the easiest way to describe the Anderson workload for this season is 5 breakaways that he had to stop.
You know what
against
also
the
describes
Vancouver
it?
Canucks.
There's more coming. That also describes it.
So much more. Anderson, man, you've stood on your head, but you're not going to get the credit that you deserve for it.
I
It's
hope
really
you
disappointing.
do. But backup goalie rumors, Tumar Bailev was a guy that they were interested in signing in the KHL. We'll save that for another conversation.
I heard
But I
about
like Freddie. I hope you re-sign in Toronto. You are a true heart and soul player of that team for sure, and you should be in the conversation.
Please take a discount.
Now, fighting in the National Hockey League before we go to break. All right, drop the mitts. Okay, I've done that a couple times or two.
How'd that
It's
go?
exhilarating. Average.
Average for
I don't
who?
want average for the
Who won?
fans in the stands.
Is there video of it?
There is actually.
Really?
Yeah, we'll just,
Oh,
we're
we
not
are
going to
having
get
that
that
after the holidays. We
Um,
are getting that after the holidays.
Should it stay in the league? Drew Doughty is actually the inspiration of this topic.
Yeah.
And I love the Doughty-Kachuk rivalry. I think it's fantastic for sports. But you got some pictures right here, okay? He's going to take a little hook to the face right there. He's about to get a nice little jab to the old face, if you will. But nonetheless, you have fighting in the league that just gets the fans right into it,
Yeah.
okay? It's not like you have someone get hit from behind breaking necks or slashing teeth out.
Right.
It's a fight. There's brawls. This is a lot of testosterone on the ice going on, and there's just a lot of anger, a lot of competitiveness going on.
I think the staged fights are pretty dumb, where they just go out there, drop the puck, and nobody even goes to play, and they just do a lion brawl. I think those kind of days are over. I think there has to be some way to enforce the game where, you know, your player gets hit in the numbers behind, crunched into the boards, absolutely stapled your superstar, and you're just going to be able to get away with that? No. A referee putting you in the box for 2 minutes ain't going to teach you a lesson.
Oh no, you're gonna get your teeth knocked out.
Yeah, getting knocked in the teeth is going to teach you a lesson. So if you go run around and be an idiot like that, and I mean, I think, like I say all the time, when you buy your ticket to go watch a game, you like the larger-than-life characters. And those storylines, like Kachuk and Doughty, that's one of the best storylines. And that's what sports is. It tells a story the whole way through. I mean, Leafs fans, a miserable story for the last 50 years. Or that's what sports is. It really is. It's a story, and I think that fighting is a way that it kind of helps tell the character in that story.
It gets the game, gets the fans into it. Every nice graphic of Kachuk, pretty much on top of Doughty there. Their rivalry is fantastic. It's the best in the game right now. But it gets the fans involved. As long as it's not brutality like what Bertuzzi did. Nothing like, you don't want to see that. Fighting could be good. It's respect between one another. Sometimes the little things go on outside in brawls, but
I think they do a lot better job of policing it now, where if you watch a fight from maybe even 10 years ago, those refs are going to sit back and take all of their time to watch it happen. If there's an opening now, they'll take it, jump in there, and protect the players.
Evander Kane and Ryan Reeves. There's a fight example. The refs let it happen. It's just respecting the game. You need to stay in the game. A lot of protocols are in place now, but please keep fighting in the game. They already made body contact older in minor hockey, which is another problem that I'm not really going to bring up right now.
Really? Okay.
Another time.
Okay.
We'll save
Another
that
time.
maybe for next week. Dave, Alex, inside ONNtv Studios. When we come back, we've got some more local hockey and more local chat coming your way. Well, I shouldn't say more. There's going to be local chat with more local chat in part 3. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Game Sports Show. David McCaig Jr. We're here with Alex Parr.
Not Junior, just Alex Parr.
And he still doesn't have a double Windsor.
It's just always got to be something. Every show that Dave has and I don't.
It's always something that I say that you have. But you know what? You have a better smile.
Thanks, Dave.
Okay, there's some bro love.
Thanks.
Some bro love. That's
I had
probably,
to re-
that's going to be the headline picture probably.
Oh, that's going to be great.
Did we get that? I think
Aaron,
Jake got
wait,
that.
do you want us to, one more just so we can pause and really?
There you go.
There you go. Now we can work with
There
that.
you go.
Okay.
Now you got that. Now, we're going to continue hockey talk more on the local perspective. We've got some good special news at the end of this segment because Brad Jacobs obviously winning the Grand Slam curling. I had a nice conversation with Brad via text today.
Back-to-back Grand Slam championships.
Back-to-back, and we're going to be having Brad on the show in the very near future.
Look at those beautiful men.
Look at those guys right there. Okay, that's a squad right there, and that's some great success.
Ooh.
That's Jake Moore there doing on the screens for the graphics. Fantastic job. And with Brad Jacobs, that's the first thing we'll actually jump into right off the hop here. Jacobs won his second straight Grand Slam curling, as you touched on, the championship. Defeated Nicholas, ended 3-1. And you know, one thing that I liked, and I made sure I noted what I wanted to say, so I said it properly. Battled with strategic approach. That's what I want to use. It seems all tournament, winning 3-1 in curling, that shows that a lot of smart play was used, and they led to 3 consecutive blanks to achieve the victory.
Yeah, which is
huge.
Crazy. Yeah, Eden had nothing. I mean, God, that's not the best game that you'll see from him and his squad. Obviously, you could see the frustration on their face throughout the tournament.
Yeah,
or throughout the last match rather, and sucks, but let's go Brad Jacobs. I mean, what else am I going to say
Brad
with
Jacobs,
that?
obviously a good friend of myself, obviously with yourself, and obviously being a really part of the Game Sports Show. So, Brad, congratulations. And we're not going to jump into too much of it. The confidence is high on Team Jacobs right now, as you can probably see by their celebrations when they go like this every time. But nonetheless, we'll have Brad come and talk on more on our show in the very near future. Maybe a little surprise bonus upload throughout the holidays. Little teaser. Sioux Greyhounds talk right now. All right, we're transitioning from Jacobs right to the ice on another back to the hockey perspective. The Sioux Greyhounds winners against the Wolves in Owen Sound this past weekend, losing to Erie 5-2, and they're on the road to Barrie this Thursday, Kitchener on Saturday, and a 5-game winning streak was snapped on Sunday against Barrie. Alex, I'm giving you the floor here, my friend, with the Greyhounds. You were there most of the weekend.
So I believe the score was 2-1 with 10 seconds left in the second period. And luckily for whoever it was, whatever player it was, I don't remember his name. I can't remember who it was off the top of my head. And he goes behind the net. There's 10 seconds left, and he looks up at the clock. And I think to myself, he's going to try an airmail pass. It's going to get intercepted, and it's going to end up in the back of the net. Sure as they airmail a puck. Easily intercepted in the neutral zone, down the ice, ripped it past Birkin, 3-1. Now you're going into the third period. You just gave up a goal, 3 seconds left. How did they start it? 20 seconds in, they gave up another goal. All started because of that stupid airmail pass. You have 10 seconds left. What are you going to do? If you don't pull off a miracle, you're going to be in a terrible spot. Look at that. Couldn't pull off a miracle. Dumb learning mistakes. That will never happen again. I can promise you that. And a guy that I harped on a lot to start the year, Rob Kalisti. I couldn't say enough bad things about him. Wow, there's nothing more I can say good about him. He has turned it around 180 degrees. He is such a versatile offensive guy on their back end whose confidence is shining through. So, Robert Kalisti, thank you for making me eat my words because you have been fantastic, my friend.
If you will, the game turning point, the pivotal game turning point is in that when you cough up a goal in the last minute of a game, it is
3 seconds.
Imperative that you don't do that in hockey, okay? Not just in the third period, but the first and second. You don't want to let up a goal in that final minute. You shut down, or if you're in the offensive zone, you really grind hard and you be smart with the puck in the neutral zone if you're not in the offensive zone tacking. And if you're in the defensive zone, you block lanes. You block shots. You don't make airmail passes to achieve a miracle like Alex touched on, okay? But nonetheless, the Greyhounds are back in action. Barrie on Thursday, Kitchener on Saturday. And you can hear these games, okay, on Rock 101 with Jerry Linscomb Jr., friend of the show, and obviously working with us through our ESPN 1400 and our Sovereign Communications channels. The 28th, the Hounds are at home against Sudbury. The 30th, they're on the road against Saginaw. January 3rd at home to Windsor, and January 4th at home to Sarnia. As I want to make sure I touched on that, as we do not have a show on SaultOnline, and we only have 2 more shows this week before we're on our holidays until the 2nd of January. So I want to make sure that I reminded you of our schedule for the Hounds. Quickly with LSSU, they split this past weekend against Bowling Green. They lost 2-0 and won 3-2. Positive to get a win.
I was close. I said they were going to sweep it, so I was close.
You were close. You're one off. None less. Off until December 28th against when they play Providence, a very good school, Providence. Yeah. 29th against Vermont in the TD Bank Calamont Cup. Last year, you know that LSSU had success in their after Christmas Cup that they played. So maybe they can duplicate that success and turn around this season going forward. Now, transition to the NOJHL quickly. The Sault Thunderbirds won 2-1 against French River in overtime this past weekend. They played Friday and Saturday this weekend. Sault Michigan on Friday and Sunday in Espanola. They go into action third place, and they're 19-12 going into this weekend. Big border battle. Gotta love when the border battles go on between the Twin Saults.
Yeah, they've just been flip-flopping third and fourth place for the last week or so. So this is a huge 4-point game for both sides of the border.
It's going to be huge. Now the Eagles obviously win 2 straight this past weekend. 3-2 over Rayside, 4-2 over French River. And then they play the Thunderbirds and Beavers this weekend. Big divisional games there as the Thunderbirds play. They play them Friday. Then, as we mentioned, then the Beavers on Saturday. They're 4th in the division. The Beavers 2-0 this past weekend. They won 5-3 against Espanola and 4-2 over French River. And they're on the road this weekend. Espanola Friday, Sault Michigan on Saturday. They go into the weekend first in the division. Rayside Balfour is second. Sault College Cougars update. They're off until January 18th. We will have Mark Hebert and also Paul Orzetti on the Game Sports Show. Not too sure if it's going to be on the radio side or the TV side at this current time, but it will be on January the 9th. So we get a lot of Sault College. It'll be a good transition for when they have their Winter Classic this year. Ooh. The Sault Junior Greyhounds, they weren't in action this past weekend. The team GNML, Great North Midget League, went 3-0 in the preliminary round, and they losing in the quarterfinals 3-2 against Lake St. Louis, and that was in Lake St. Louis in overtime 3-2.
So cultured.
Now the last point before the break, Sault Indians. Midget AAA team were 1-1 this past week against Little Caesars. Very good programming with Little Caesars. Next up, they play Friday at 5 p.m. and Saturday at 10 a.m. against Fox Motors from Grand Rapids. So that's everything with the local perspective, in particular with hockey. Dave, Alex, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to have wrestling, a little bonus wrestling content for you again. Then when you rejoin us in the studio, we're going to have In the Pocket.
Got it.
Always don't want to miss anything. Listen to the game.
Now I want to know what's going through a guy's head like Matt Powers. This is easily, hands down, the biggest match of this man's career.
It definitely is a young upstart guy right now. This is like a proving ground match happening for this kid here. He's got a very tall order against him, though.
Yeah, Impact Wrestling star, 5-time Ring of Honor Tag Team champ.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if we should be looking away or if we should just be keeping focus on this, because I think this might be a massacre.
You know what? Oh, I'll let Larry do it best.
Larry having some issues with the microphone.
And his opponent, he is the CWE Canadian Unified Junior Heavyweight Champion of the World. Here's the Zombie Princess, Jimmy Jacobs!
The Zombie Princess making his presence known here in Sault Ste. Marie with Canadian Wrestling's Elite. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that glorious mess right there.
Yeah, he's soaking it all in right now. And honestly, when I look at a guy with the accolades of Jimmy Jacobs, God, Matt, why aren't you running now?
All the kids out here, they are booing. These kids tonight, let's talk about them for a second. They have been fantastic. I am loving that the younger generation is involved and happy to see professional wrestling here in Sault Ste. Marie with the Canadian Wrestling's Elite.
Yeah, the only thing that kind of dampers their time here is that they have to look up to guys like Matt Powers. Who's Matt Powers?
You see, that is going to be determined tonight. Let's see what this kid has in store for him. Who knows? Who knows what we're going to get from this kid? Oh, look at that. Jimmy Jacobs up on the top, holding up that beautiful championship title belt. The Canadian Unified Junior Heavyweight Championship, apparently of the world.
Say that 5 times fast.
No.
And I mean, what kind of surprises me is that you're going to give a guy who's very, very green, for using an industry term here. Don't mind me being a little nerd. You're going to put him in a championship match to start. Just start? Really? You know what? I mean, I'll let the powers that be decide what the match is. So far, so good. But we have yet to see what this man can bring to the ring.
Well, we were able to see just a little bit of what Matt Powers can do at the last show that CWE did coming through here. Honestly, it was not that impressive, but maybe he's grown a little bit into who he is. And for those of you who don't know industry terms, green means young. It means
new.
Not very established.
A rookie.
New. Rookie. That's a good word to use, too. Matt Powers actually having a little bit of the taller side.
Yeah, the
here.
size advantage for sure. Now, I think Jimmy's doing exactly what he needs to be doing, where normally I think mind games might be able to play in the other person's favor, maybe playing a little bit against you. I think if Jimmy can get in the mind of Matt early, this could be a 30-second match. I see a lot of the locker room actually out to the left of us here. They want to take it and see what this local guy's got.
I hope that they do. I'm hopeful. I want to see what this kid can do.
I'm hopeful that there's an ambulance ready outside with a stretcher.
There always is, ladies and gentlemen. We always make sure that we have staff on site for any occasion that happens like that. This is a very slow start here going to the... Oh. Jimmy Jacobs throwing his jacket at Matt Powers.
Well, why would you throw it at him if you want it back? That just seems like some broken thought process there, Jimmy.
Well, the thought process on... Oh.
He got his jacket back.
I'm not even going to even say what just happened. You saw that for yourself.
Just dropped him.
What is happening here right now?
Oh my goodness, Matt Powers is actually pulling off some offense.
This is not expected.
Yeah, Hoovie's sitting out here in front of us trying to get the fans going.
What is that I'm hearing? Slightly, I'm hearing a chant of "Let's go Powers."
But just as we predicted now, Jimmy able to get the offense going for him now. As I mean, when you're making this match, don't you worry about a guy's well-being ahead of time?
Never. This is the world of professional wrestling. Come on. You want to be man enough to get in that ring, you got to be man enough to go up against anyone.
Oh my God, Matt Powers just did a kip up.
I'm kind of impressed. Jimmy Jacobs reaching for that rope.
Can't get there, all of them. Only 4 you can grab from.
Oh, down to the mat.
4 ropes you can grab from, or 12 for the people on the internet that are going to lambaste me for not being able to count all the ropes. There you go. Hope you're happy.
Jimmy Jacobs with the offense again, taking Powers and putting him into that top turnbuckle.
Talk about a turnbuckle, right? Turnbuckle talk.
That is right.
Arm drag.
Another deep arm drag from Powers on Jimmy Jacobs.
Using the ropes, a little drop kick there.
Very
1,
low drop
2.
kick and
A 2 count on the champion.
How is that even possible?
Beautiful elbow drop.
This is not what we should be seeing from somebody
Another
as
beautiful
rookie and
elbow drop.
green as this guy.
Off the ropes. Gets it again. Is this real life? 2? Okay.
Wow, a 2 count again.
Somebody's going to have to pick my jaw up off the floor because I think this is more offense than anybody could have predicted for this man tonight. Wait, he went over the ropes, but he was able to hang on. Ducks, uses the shoulder into the abdomen now.
Up and over.
Oh, can't get the sunset
Sunset.
flip to go. Beautifully executed, though, I have to say. Oh, stomp right to the chest.
Not just a stomp, that was a double foot stomp to the chest.
What about that one?
That was just a stomp.
Okay.
And another. Very good looking stomps there. And again, elbow to the back of the neck. If this kid doesn't have neck problems tomorrow.
Oh, that was ugly.
Nice big punch to the gut there as he was flying off of those ring ropes. Jimmy Jacobs now pandering to the crowd as he does. This is fantastic, people. Oh.
Well, he can't use the ropes.
Oh, double stomp again and just. Oh.
Using the
Elbow
ropes
drop.
to his advantage, able to get some more elevation there for his big explosive elbow.
Who sucks now?
He got the answer he wasn't looking for.
Fans not liking Jimmy Jacobs here tonight.
Well, I mean, you got to side with the local guy, even if he looks like that.
I don't have to side with anybody I don't want to side with.
Well, that's being a professional, which I might not be.
Come on, Powers.
We have to keep things a little impartial here. Let's see what happens. Powers, though, looking like he's just out on his feet right now. He's standing.
He'd rather be out
But
on his
he's-
feet than out on the ground. Gets the
Sunset
sunset flip. 1, 2.
And wow. This kid impressing just a little bit right now.
He's kind of sucking me into wanting to cheer for him. What?
Yeah,
I'm a Leafs fan. I always cheer for the underdog. I always cheer for the guys that suck.
as you should.
Hey, come on. No. What do you say?
Oh, what is going to happen here?
Wrenching all those reds with his knuckles. Never thought about doing that, but I don't think that tickles too much.
Huge stretch right there.
Sault Ste. Marie chants happening. Trading blows.
Little bit of offense coming back
come
here from
on.
Powers. What is happening
Uppercut.
here?
A clothesline takes him down.
That's it. And Powers just needs to give up. Just give up.
I got 911 dialed on my phone right now. I'll press call if I have to.
Somebody please throw the towel in because this is just, I don't even know right now. Jimmy Jacobs setting up here.
Out of the way.
What?
Jimmy's got nothing.
Matt Powers moves out of the way. What is happening right now?
Missed that like Shaq does at the free throw line. Matt Powers now able to get to his feet before Jimmy Jacobs.
And he does.
There we go. Now he's getting the offense in.
Some good
Couple right
forearm
hands.
shots happening right here. Oh,
Uppercut.
a big uppercut.
Oh.
Smart move by Jimmy Jacobs.
Oh, hands on.
Maybe not a smart move.
Drop
Oh,
can't hang on. He's caught up in the ropes.
he was caught up just for a second.
Now he's out. He's in the corner trying to. Yeah, Matt Powers knows there's no timeout pro wrestling.
There should be.
What?
Why is there not? There's timeouts in every other sport. Why should there be in pro wrestling?
Because there's a fight. If you're getting in a fight in the alley after we leave here today, you're not going to say timeout, please stop jumping me. You're going to have to fight for your life like Matt Powers is doing right here tonight.
I think I'm a big enough guy that if I were to tell somebody timeout in a street fight, they would do it.
All right, Mr. Kerfuffle, whatever you say.
That's Carafel.
All right, Caramel.
Action in this ring, though, like I am honestly shocked right now
Yeah.
at how well Matt Powers is doing here.
What's going on?
Picks him up
Sidewalk backbreaker?
and a cover. And oh, kick out.
Matt Powers is looking for something.
What is he go? How far up is he going?
Second rope.
Second
All
rope.
right, he's thinking about his
Oh,
longevity.
no.
Never mind. Oh, Jimmy Jacobs going on the outside, trying to.
That's a
catch
smart
his
move by Jimmy Jacobs
It's a
right now.
veteran move. That's
He
what
asked for that
is.
timeout. He now has that timeout.
You know what? You're absolutely right. I can't believe I just said that word. All
Matt
of those
Powers
words in
going
that order.
out after him, though.
There we go, Matt Powers. What am I doing? I'm cheering for him.
We've got a fight
Let's go,
happening
Matt
out here
Powers.
in the crowd.
Excellent showcase of what Sault Ste. Marie's got to offer, but it's not the end.
Matt
of what's-
Powers just threw Jimmy Jacobs into the ring post. What is happening?
He's going up top again.
What world are
Matt,
we living in
please.
right now?
I believe in you, but I don't think you can do this. Clothesline off the top rope.
Flying clothesline, 2.
Come on.
Just a 2 count. How is it that I am this excited for a match with a guy this green?
Oh my goodness. And I think Matt may have a case there, claiming that was a 3 count. I think the ref's got to be quicker.
I think the ref's doing a fantastic job tonight. Kudos to the referee.
Got him in the headlock. No way. No. Oh! That's an ugly landing. Yeah, go see that chiropractor after that one. Gonna need to be realigned.
The back's fine. It's only one bad bump he took.
One of many to come. Oh. Spear by Jacobs.
And that is it, people. Jimmy Jacobs.
We believed in you. I believed in you. I should have went with my gut. You're not a champion for no reason. Jimmy Jacobs here to keep what is his rather than claim it. Once again, another title defense, and Jimmy Jacobs is still your
That's right.
Canadian Unified Junior Heavyweight Champion of the world, whatever.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Something.
yeah. Matt Powers putting on an amazing show here tonight. If this did not prove that he is good enough to be able, we're gonna clap
Hats off
for
to
that
Matt Powers.
definitely. If this does not prove that he is able to hang with the likes of the talent here in the Canadian wrestling's elite, I don't know.
Welcome back to the Game Sports Show. It's in the pocket time. Everyone knows this from our 2015 time since it started at Sports Center Bar and Grill. Well, we'll have our show tomorrow. And then we have one more show on Thursday from Northern Superior. Then we're off on all of our shows on the Sault, Ontario side until January the 2nd. Okay? But we do have our ESPN 1400 shows the next few Mondays, though those don't get to go to sleep.
No.
They don't go sleepy time. No sleepy time.
As
I think I had a couple come on Dave moments in the last segment saying that a couple miss-ups with saying when schedules are, but nonetheless, if I confuse anyone, I'll remind you before we close off tonight's show. But nonetheless, it's in the pocket time, okay, which transitions us nicely into our show tomorrow, as I mentioned. And week 15 has come and gone. Week 16 is coming. I can't believe how fast the season's going. Everything's just flying by. But week 15, just some quick reactions. Steelers losing to the Bills in the game of the week that I selected, but very tough game for Hodges in that game. It was a lot of interceptions. He tried to keep up with Josh Allen. It was hard to do, but the Steelers defense was just fantastic in that football game.
I've got your fan hat here.
Yeah.
I want you to give me your fan analysis. Here you go. Put it
You're
on.
not going to...
Put it on. You got to put it on.
Okay.
There it is.
I had to stretch it. My head's too big.
Yep.
But nonetheless, the Bills are a great football team, okay? And they're playing hungry. They have a chance to overtake the Patriots this year. Their defense is unbelievable. The blitzing that was occurring with Buffalo against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh could not handle it. That O-line that is a fantastic O-line, mind you, was not able to contain the Bills' defense, okay? The defense with the blitz and everything, and they got Hodges a couple times, and he was able to get out of the way. He looks up, and he sees Samuels coming. He's like, whoa, nope, just throw the ball or whatever. Nope, I'm good. I'm not taking any part in this. But you know what? This is a third-string quarterback right now, and the Pittsburgh Steelers have found ways to win. Head coach Mike Tomlin did a fantastic job so far this year. The defense has bailed them out. James Washington come out of nowhere. Juju Smith-Schuster is injured. Big Ben's injured. James Conner, that's where you got to really step up, and he started doing it in this game, but they weren't able to match the intensity that Buffalo had. And it's still not a bad loss. Tennessee losing to Houston. It wasn't the worst case scenario for Pittsburgh, but nonetheless, the Pittsburgh Steelers need to win these next couple games just to get back in. It's pretty obvious you got to win to make the playoffs. But, you know, if they play this way coming up the next future games, I think the Steelers will be successful. That's my fan hat on.
Wow, that's actually pretty analytic. That was more host than fan. You were pretty easy.
I try to. I give enough hatred, if you will, for fandom towards Toronto. Rams continue to struggle. Nonetheless, Whoa, Super Bowl favorites for me this year. I was incorrect. That's not happening this year. 49ers losing to the Falcons. Uh-oh. 49ers. Whoa. Dane Hanshaw, one of our analysts on the show, who will be making his debut in the new year on TV. Little fun thing for Dane. You obviously hear him on our radio side.
Happy belated.
Happy belated birthday to Dane. You can actually, as I mentioned, you can listen and view us on the show, which is great. You get to actually see Dane in the new year. But the Falcons beating the 49ers. This was pure letdown by the 49ers defense in this game. In my opinion, it feels like, and there's on the screen right there, there's games that obviously happened this past week that were some notable games. And in week 15, a lot of big things happened. The 49ers losing, that's big for the division. For the 49ers, they're probably going to be a wild card team going in this year.
Coming into the season, nobody expected the Niners to be as hot as they were. Are they going to be a team that's super hot and is one and done in the playoffs?
They might be.
I might put some money on that, honestly. I mean,
I might spend some money on that. I need to get some extra cash.
Yeah, some cash. Don't listen to me then, because as you know, I'm never right.
Eli Manning, last home game with the Giants. Seems like we'll see what happens, but you know what? The guy who wins the Super Bowl for you. Love for Eli Manning.
Tom Brady will sleep just that much better now.
Yep, because you know the success he has against the Giants in winning games. Yep. Nonetheless, going into this week quickly, the game of the week this week is very obvious. Bills and Patriots. And please, Bills Mafia, okay? Bills fans, everyone that can get there to support.
Bring your tables. Bring your beer.
Go to New England, wherever. Okay, you go and you support this team and you override New England fans because you earn the right to go through the struggles that you have had, and you get to play New England this week. Big pivotal divisional matchup where you can actually have a chance to put yourself in the conversation to overtake New England for the division. Imagine they overtake New England for the division this year.
That would be the outrage.
Fantastic.
I would just love to see New England
fans. Can they pull it off?
Yes. Yes, they can.
The Bills overtaking the Patriots. I'm taking that. Bye-bye, Patriots. I'm going to go down in the standings. Bills time. It's the Bills time. It's game of the week for you, Alex.
For me, easy. Everybody knows the game I'm going to pick every single time. The Packers have already clinched, but we need that divisional spot a lot more than I think a lot of people realize. I do not want to see the Packers have to play any more games than they have to. And who doesn't like being a divisional rival? Let's go Packers over the Vikings. Easy pick.
Saints and the Titans is going to be an amazing matchup too. Okay?
Yeah, that's a close.
The Titans are hungry. They want to make it the Derrick Henry. You have Tannehill. A lot of guys that are doing so strong in the final stretches of this year. And I really think the Saints are going to come on top in that game, but it's going to be a very amazing football game to watch. I'd love saying the snooze of the week. I love saying that. If you want to take a little quick hour or two tree snooze, this is the game you're taking a snooze on. Bengals and the Dolphins. It is sleepy time when it comes to the Bengals and Dolphins game. I'm sorry.
It'll be the most competitive any game out of those two team seasons.
It might be. Yeah. We think it might be more competitive, actually. It's going to be a good game, nonetheless. But Alex,
we're done?
We're done. The show.
Oh, I'm so hungry. I'm getting out of here. I'm eating.
You gonna get out of here?
I'm eating. I'm gone.
Thumbs up for the week for me this week, Freddie Anderson.
I didn't come prepared with a thumbs up. It wasn't on our script for today, so I thought we weren't doing it. So that's my thumbs up. Thumbs up to Dave.
Wow. Okay, I did throw that. I like to throw curveballs, if you will, or Hail Marys sometimes, see if Alex can catch them.
You know what? Thumbs up to the Raptors for scoring 133. Sure, it was over the Cleveland Cavaliers, but 133 points, something to be proud of, especially after such a rocky patch after Kyle Lowry came back. I couldn't think of his name. Kyle Lowry. That's a guy that plays for the Raptors.
There we go. And that will do it for tonight's show here on TV. We have a show tomorrow from Sports Center and also Thursday from Northern Superior Brewing Company. And then we will be off until January the 2nd, and we'll be off from ONNtv Studios until January the 7th. We may have some bonus uploads, though, so make sure you keep an eye on the Twin Saults Only local regional national sports show, The Game. I'm here to remind you, on behalf of Alex and the whole crew on the Game Sports Show, to have a great night and booyah.